I'm Kirk Leidy. I'm at Lenny's Classic Car Collection. This is film restoration number 2. Today we're going to talk about the rebuilding of a carburetor on a 62 Aston Martin, the interior upholstery of a Bentley 1951, and a 1935 SS Jaguar with the engine and the frame and the full restorations being done with that car. Hope you enjoy today's show and seeing Wayne Farabaugh talk about the restoration work that's taking place at Lenny's. We're here with the 62 Aston Martin talking about the carburetor rebuild. Wayne?
Hi, today we're going to talk about this carburetor on the 62 Aston Martin. What happened was we had a problem. It wouldn't run. It was leaking oil from the bottom. And normally that's caused because the diaphragm goes bad in there and they crack. Get old, brittle, crack, and then the fuel starts leaking through them. You can't run them. So that lead us into the decision it needs to be rebuilt.
Well, how hard of a project is it to rebuild one of these carburetors?
It's kind of technical. There's a lot of bolts and screws and nuts, a couple measurements and stuff that need to be done. Your guy that your normal guy couldn't really put one together and have it run right. So there's special things you got to go through when you're putting it together. Make sure you're taking them apart right. Make sure you index everything so that you're putting them back together the way it came apart.
What about with this gas that we're having now in America? What kind of cleaning? Does it require some cleaning when you take the carburetors apart? Is that a good time to do it?
Yeah, that's a real good time to do it. A lot happens is from them sitting a little bit in the older, this newer gas and stuff we have, it kind of gums up in there, causes things to stick, like your linkages and stuff will stick a little bit when it starts to dry up and stuff. So what you do want to do is clean the bowls out, clean all the jets out and everything, just to make sure that you have that all cleaned up, so when you do adjust your carburetors, everything runs correctly.
Let me ask you, I'm sort of dumb on this, so can you put all the stuff back and we'll just start right back up, or do you have to do a little bit of adjustment once you get the engine running again?
Normally you have to do a little bit of adjustment. There's no way you're just going to put it all together and it's going to run like it did when you took it apart. So because now something might run, have a little bit more airflow than what it had before. So what you have to do is adjust your screws and your idles and stuff like that to get everything adjusted just right, so you can tune the carbs, and both of them have to be tuned together in sequence, or else it's not going to run right.
Okay. Thank you very much, Wayne. Thanks for the information on the Aston Martin carburetor rebuild. Hey, we're over here with the 1951 Bentley, and Wayne's going to explain to us today a little bit of the project that took place with the upholstery and the interior on the car. Wayne, tell us how the color was selected for this car.
We selected the color by looking at the exterior color, going by what we decided looked the best. It has to be aesthetically pleasing for people, also. And then we decided, instead of doing like all red or all cream, we'd mix it up a little bit too, also, like we did on the outside of the car. Makes it, gives it a little more, it beautifies it more, I guess you want to call it.
Style. I tell you, the carpet selection was I know it's going to be hard to keep clean, but it really makes the interior with the matching red and the tan piping on the leather upholstery.
Yeah, and the carpet, we started out with red, decided, well, that's too much red, so we went with the cream. Like I said, it is harder to keep clean, but it does look a lot better when you're when you're trying to get everything to look nice and stuff for you. So.
Give the idea of the public here of how long it takes to do the interior of a car here. I know the seating and that was done many years ago, maybe, and then the doors and all the other stuff that takes place to make this interior come together on this Bentley.
Yeah, there's a few months worth of work on here, at least 4 months worth of work on just to get the interior just right. So there's many times you put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, till you get the right look, get all the wrinkles out, get everything looking to your satisfaction. It's until you're satisfied with it, and then to make sure it looks pleasing too. I mean, like if we would use red piping, it would look a lot different than what it does now.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's one of the most stunning interiors of any of the cars we have here at Lenny's Classic Car Collection.
It is, and it takes a lot of practice, I guess. With the other cars, you learn, what looks good, what don't look good, what you can do, what you can't do, and you want to keep true to the roots of the car too. You want to make sure that it follows the style and of the original, and you want to make sure that when you're doing it, you're not leaving something out, or you're not putting too much in to change it too far from where it should be.
Wayne, when you guys were placing this all together and putting it back to the way it was, what was one of the more difficult things you found on doing the upholstery on the inside of the car?
I would say the doors were really difficult. The way the doors are put together, there's so many pieces, and there's so much going on with that door, with so many different pipings and different pieces and different paddings and stuff in there. And then you had to incorporate an actual pocket inside the door too, which was there originally, and to make it look right, make it look like a panel when it's done, and so it don't look like something just hanging open when you open the door and close the door. It's there and tight. But that was probably one of the hardest things. And then just getting the seats right, and make sure there's no pleats where they're not supposed to be pleats, and make sure the piping and the pleats are really a hard thing to get right.
What makes the car? Thanks today for showing this to us. Hey, we're here in the body room of Lenny's Classic Car Collection, and we have the 1935 SS1 that Wayne's been working on. And Wayne, right now we have some really good video. It shows what happened with the valve cover. Do you want to explain what went on with that, or why we had to have a total replacement done?
We had a valve cover for the engine, and it was cracked right along the top. There's only 3 spots where the bolts down at, and what happens is they tend to over tighten them, and it cracks the aluminum across the valve covers. And we went and got a different one, which was really hard to find to begin with, and when we did find it was cracked also. So what we had to do was have one fabricated for us. We found a guy with a CNC machine that could do an exact replica of what it's supposed to be. And but they're so hard to come by because there's not too many of these motors, and there's not too many the overhead valve motors with the SS style. Some of them are the Jaguar style, but this is the SS style, and it just has to be perfect. And if we can't make it perfect, then we have to source it out and have someone make it for us.
Now, the motor's being done in one part of the country, but the valve cover was done in a different part of the country. Do you want to tell our audience where both of those parts of the engine were worked on for this car?
Yes, well, normally I do them, but being that the engine's so rare, we had to send them out. But we have our engine getting the block and stuff cleaned and honed and line board and everything through a guy called Hart's Machine Shop in Cecil, Ohio. And also our valve cover that we had to have fabricated is being made by a little shop in Bellwood, Pennsylvania called Alumacraft. And they have a nice CNC machine which they're able to duplicate just about anything that you need.
That's great. Right now, of course, we're in the body area of Lenny's, and explain to me why we did have the car all together. We did have the frame the body on the frame. Now you actually have the body stripped back down, and what's taking place now, or what's getting ready to take place here?
Well, through sources, finding out, trying to do our homework on this car, parts of the frame would have been painted the color of the car also. So what we're doing now is we had pulled all the stuff off the frame, and we're going to get those areas painted the way they're supposed to be, because you don't want it to be wrong. If you're pulling up to a concourse show, you want everything to be right. You don't want somebody picking out something saying, "Well, this should have been painted that color," when you had a different color. So basically, ripping everything back off again is a big chore and a big challenge, but we have to do it to make sure everything's right.
I guess you can't put a purple frame with an orange body is what you're telling me.
No.
When this car is all done, the SS1, back to seriousness here, what color is it going to be then?
It's going to be like an ivory color, like an off-white color.
Okay.
And so the whole body will be that color, and parts of the frame will be that color. The wheels are that color. And then the interior is going to be like a tan color, and it'll look really good together. It's going to be a really nice car.
The color of the top, will be what?
It'll be a tan color also, yeah.
It should look pretty sharp. And what we're shooting for this year to have it done 2018?
Yeah, we'll be shooting for 2018, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we're trying everything we can. The engine should be done within another week or two, and we should be getting that back soon. And once that's in, we can pretty much go ahead and try to finish all of our body work up and try to get it finished and get it painted.
Okay, well, thank you for showing us where we're at with the restoration on the S1. Hey, thanks for watching our show, and look for future shows on Lenny's Garage Restoration. Thanks for watching.